no, fuck you. That's gay, David. Stop that shit.
But okay, with Islam, you can have sex slaves. Can you have sex slaves?
Actually, I'll give you the most flexible thing in Judaism. You can be a Jew if you're born a Jew and not believe in God, and you're still going to be a Jew.
That's okay. That goes against the Torah, and again, that's
it doesn't go against anything. That's the fact.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
See, Randy's making me agree with the Jews. What are you doing, bro?
That's retarded. Moses would have killed you. Moses literally would have killed you.
Oh my god.
Literally.
Yeah, Tommy is Jewish.
Yeah, so it's just these are.
Dude, he would have just slapped my hand, gave me just a stern warning. I feel like.
No, he actually did it. If you read Torah, again, you guys don't read Torah, but it's very clear. He would have killed you. He literally would have. If you sacrifice for if you're an idolater, you'll be killed. You will be killed. If you don't do Shabbos, you will be killed. Yeah.
CTR.
So you believe? Oh, I don't have to be Jewish. I'm still a Jew. No, you'll be dead. That's what's.
No, you cannot stop being Jewish. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know that's what your rabbis tell you. You've been arguing.
Yeah, that's like trying to stop being black.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's just so retarded, and you'll be killed. So, according to the Jewish customs. Again, you can't. There's nothing about the Jew other than the Torah. Take the Torah away from the Jew.
How many non-believers did we kill recently? Just for statistics.
If you don't follow your religion, that doesn't mean that your religion isn't bad.
We don't have religion. That's the beauty of Judaism. It's not a religion.
Okay, fine.
Religion is not in the Torah, right?
There's a doctrine. It's not religion.
Whatever it is. I mean, you're always referring to the Torah to find the word religion there.
It's not about religion. It doesn't have to be called religion.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a lifestyle. It's a doctrine. It's a set of beliefs and values that you act upon.
It's a word.
Or at least strive. Okay, we all come short, but at least admit that there is that path. You know, when you're not even admitting that. You see what I mean?
What, not being religious? It's not bad. It's actually good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, dude.
How can it be bad? And show me something from the Torah that says that it's bad.
I am not gonna have this conversation. This is retarded.
Why do you have to fight with all the Jews, Randy?
Because it's if you don't read your own books, like there's not much for us to talk about.
I don't consider myself religious.
Respectfully,
I study Torah. I love God. I believe in Torah and the prophets and everything.
Oh, you believe in it, but you go against it. So it's exactly like the Muslim.
How do I do that?
I'm debating with a Muslim who believes Muhammad is the prophet, but he believes in the Quran. Like this is like, you see how retarded? And he never read the Quran, but he believes in it, but he doesn't believe anything.
Why do you believe in the Quran?
This is what he says. He believes in the Torah and the prophets, but he doesn't believe any of them. He doesn't agree with any.
What anti-Jew? What exactly?
Do you think the homosexual should be stoned?
No. I don't.
Okay, but Moses disagrees with you. So
what a pussy!
Okay, bring me the verse.
You don't think that? What about Shabbos? I'll give you the Shabbos one because I have it on top of my head. Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. If you break Shabbos, if I see you on an electric bicycle, I'm gonna stone you. That's
really?
Basic.
Does it say in Torah about electric bicycles? About electricity at all? In general?
No, that's what your rabbis say, not me.
That's not what it...
That's what the rabbis say. I don't believe that breaks Shabbos, but the rabbis do. The rabbis believe you should not spark fire, etc., etc., etc. That doesn't matter. If you break Shabbos, you get killed. That's in the Torah. If you don't believe in that, you don't believe in Torah. You're not a Jew. That's simple. So if you don't agree with that, there is no discussion. It's like I'm talking to a Muslim who never read the Quran but believes in it, but goes against everything it says, as much as he doesn't even believe Muhammad is a prophet. There's nothing.
Well, so in your opinion, there are no Jews, there is no Am Israel at the moment, right? Because nobody kills anybody because they don't.
Well, some of them justify it in different ways, but some of them do say that yes, we should do. So some of them say, oh, we don't have a Sanhedrin, that's why we don't do it. Some of them say, oh, we should do it, but we are living in the secular society, and they are choosing the secular law over the divine one. Yet they don't really say the divine one isn't legitimate. Do you see what I'm saying? If you don't believe in Torah, claiming you believe in Torah doesn't mean you believe in it. So if you claim you believe in you're doing exactly like a Muslim who believes in the Quran but never read it, goes against everything in it, does not believe Muhammad is a prophet.
Oh, I read the Torah, I studied the Torah, I do it every day, and still I'm not following.
So what kind of non-religious Jew does Torah he read the whole Torah and he does Torah every day? What kind of Jew? Which kind of?
I study the Torah. I don't do the Torah. I study.
Okay, you study the Torah every day. But you're not religious, but you study the Torah every day, and what?
Yeah.
Yet you never knew about Shabbos. Breaking Shabbos gets you killed.
When I was, it says yes that you should keep my Shabbat.
Well, what happens?
What does it mean keep?
So what happens?
Can you tell me what does it mean?
What happens to cuckoldry then? Forget keeping Shabbos, because you guys disagree on that. I have my own way of looking at it, which is the realistic way.
Like all of us do.
What about cuckoldry?
What
about cuckoldry, man? What if I saw Mordechai and he has a wife?
Cuckoldry is a modern concept.
I found no, it's not. I found a man called Mordechai and he has a wife called Shoshana, and I found that she has a beautiful ass, and I had sex with her. What happens?
You're condemned.
How?
I don't know. I mean, you're not a good person.
But you're at Torah. You're at Torah.
You and God. Like, if
no, it's not between you and God. Can you read Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10 and 11? It shows you very clearly.
This guy doesn't stand a chance. This is
It
ridiculous.
shows you very clearly what happens.
Right. So
both the adulteress and the man she committed adultery with are to be put to death.
Okay.
Right. So it's not you're condemned by the people.
Every day.
That's mot, right?
Okay, I know for a fact you don't read Torah, so why are you lying about Torah?
Well, what does it say actually? What
I literally told you, both her and the man. Can you read it? Can you read the damn thing? Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10.
I'm telling you what it says. It says mot, right?
It says what?
Mot.
Can you read it? It doesn't say a word. It says.
I don't have it in front of me right now, but I mean.
Well, you can go. Ask Sheikh Google.
But again, does it still? Does it say Tirzach?
Can you read Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10 and 11? If you don't read it, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. You don't want an answer. If you want an answer, you would read it.
Okay. I'll as soon as I get it in front of me, I'll.
Alright, until then. I mean, how old are you?
I'm old enough.
Well, how old enough? Like 40, 38, 35?
Over 40.
Over 40. So you have more than 40 years to read it.
But he reads it every day.
So, but he reads it every day, exactly. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10 and 11. You will find what happens to an adulterous woman, or even an adulterer man. Cuckoldry is not okay. Okay, what about having sex with an animal? A few verses after, you can check verse 15 and 16. If you have sex with an animal, both you and the animal are to be put to death. So you can't say, oh, you're condemned, or we're going to tell you you're a bad boy, and that's that. It's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, that's not how it works. So you are in direct disagreement with Moses. You can do that, that's fine. See, but in my paradigm, like that discounts you from being a Jew. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's your paradigm. But that's not in terms. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I open the text. Sure, it's not.
Oh, sure, I'm all ears now. But it is what it says. It's very clear. Now you could say, I don't want to do that. You can say I don't want to do it. Look, I'm not the most practicing. You can say I don't want to do it. But to say that is not what is required is a big one, right? Or you can say, hey, we don't have the Sanhedrin. Therefore, I don't get to do that. Like, that's the best argument you can make as a Jew. I'm even telling you how to escape accountability. But, like, to say that it's not supposed to be done, that is a very big one now.
Yeah, it was always the interpretation of our rabbis. So basically, it is every rabbi that ever lived, right?
What interpretation of your rabbi? You have a million rabbis, each one of them better.
Unless it was correct, we would be killing people left and right? And we don't do that.
Maybe you should.
Historical record.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
Gary did it, right?
But that doesn't mean it's not correct. That simply means you're not following your religion. That's the problem.
Again, but by your opinion, it means it's not correct, and by your opinion, all of the rabbis and all of the courts
Is it
were
not
always
written?
incorrect, right?
Is it not written?
Yeah,
It's written. I mean,
also
again,
practice.
you have to go back to the text and read the
There's
words.
infinite,
So you worship
there's
man
infinite
then?
examples. There's infinite examples of it actually being put in practice now. Like you're gonna have a very hard time to go against these things, dude. I'm just telling. Like you seem like a nice guy. Okay, I do respect you. You've been very respectful and all of that stuff. I really don't mean anything negative to you as a person, man. But like,
No,
I do see clearly that you don't know these things, and that's fine. But like, just if you look into them, like you will see it very clearly, man. You're gonna have a very hard time denying.
I'll open the 2011, 2010, 11. That's what Christians love to quote. Yeah, I know. But again, can you also give a few examples? So I'll Google them as well. Of those killing people for desecrating Shabbos or.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said because I was washing my hands. Can you repeat that?
That in addition to Leviticus 20, 10, 11, which I know Christians love to quote, could you also bring some examples of Jews?
Why do you think Christians love to quote that? That has nothing to do.
They have a few like Daniel 7, 11, Daniel 9. Yeah,
That's
there's
not
a few things that Christians know by heart.
Daniel 7 is important. Daniel 7 is important. The Christians definitely love to look at Daniel 7, but Leviticus 20, that has nothing to do with what we like to do and what we don't like to do. This is what the Jews should be telling you, and they don't because they themselves don't do Torah. Daniel 7, what else do you want aside from Daniel 7? Because I can talk to you about that one for the next 6 hours. I have to go in 10 minutes. So what else do you want?
There are a few examples of Jews killing homosexuals or killing people who desecrate Shabbat and stuff.
Yeah, you're supposed to according to the commandments.
Yeah, so
I
if
don't
you
have
could
it
give
on
me some
top of my
examples
head.
of that, I would love to Google them as well.
I don't have it on top of my head, man. But you can. What I want you to do is this: check the verse. This is the adultery one. Okay, so let's do this. Adultery, homosexuality, and bestiality. And Shabbos. Okay, so.
Absolute power, absolute, like it wins no matter what. Like it is.
Yeah, but as soon as you start using terms like good and evil, you're automatically adding a justification or a not present of a justification. So when you say that the people are acting in their own individual interest by using blackmail to acquire power, and then after that they create this deity that's just delusion.
Yeah, but it is a useful delusion. It is something that gives them power over you, which you think you have a clear thought. You're not playing with delusions. However, their delusion has power, and it has empowered them, and it has given them results. And I'm not saying that they're gonna win or this is the final outcome. I'm just saying this has been the outcome for thousands of years. And perhaps like there were ways that we're combating them, and perhaps at the end we will vanquish them. But I just wanted to discuss how this phenomena happens and how it has more power than the other phenomena, which is my parents tell me God is good, just like they tell me, let's say Santa Claus is good, whatever, and I believe it. And it lacks in essence. Like perhaps if you analyze it and you find that God is good, then for sure you're more powerful and you hold truth. But I'm telling you, like certain people, they have witnessed the other side of it, and I would like to just see if you guys are able to see like what they see from it, because they see practical effects, right?
I understand what you mean. Like so Samoa, I think he's kind of referring to what's a good example? Oh, here. Do you know when Alex Jones filmed those people worshiping the owl, right? Remember? So are you there? All right. Well, wow.
Okay, yeah, we remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. So he's saying, look, these people in power, they do like creepy shit, man. They be having their weird sex parties. They be like, ordering pizza and stuff. He's like, do you think that they're doing that like because it's like some type of tradition that they hold, like the elite hold, where they know that these practices are evil? They think that practicing these things helps them gain either success in whatever business they're in or political power. What if that is like true, or like what if, because it seems that he's making
What if what's true to do the motivation
like
behind said actions or to come up in life?
like what's the motivation behind that? This is one thing. Like people in power have been doing this freaky shit for such a long time, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, simultaneously being in societies where they see that God is good and is against everything that they're doing. But why are they doing this? Is it like does the ritual give them power? Like what does that look like? That's basically what he's playing.
No, but what was the first? Wait, real quick question, and I'll go on mute. But how did they know that the act was evil?
Well, that's what he's saying. The people are knowledgeable that it's evil. They're not making a justification that what they're doing is good somewhere. That's
For you
what
to
he's been
acknowledge
saying.
that you're using some sort of a moral
Okay,
standard.
here's somewhat to answer you
Yeah.
quickly, because I think
So
I
does the
answered
science-
it, but you didn't get it.
Yeah,
So
there
if
you go.
start-
Yeah. Step right in front of the little engine. Yeah, go ahead.
We start with a natural aversion, okay? You're born, you have a natural aversion. If you're born as a baby, I put feces up to your nose, you're gonna feel disgust, okay? That natural aversion, you label it evil. And you start because it's natural. You're harming yourself at a point. Like I'm telling you, these people dissociate and they become personas and they have all kind of mental diseases. That's like good is natural. So evil also, like when you do something that is evil, it's also natural. You have an instinct for it. So they just realized that a concentration of those natural aversions put into a ritual system, add drugs, add this, then you start freaking seeing this horn god and it tells you to bring it a child and do this and do that, and at the end that blackmail material, the next day maybe you're gonna be successful, I don't know, artist or whatever, or like someone in that blackmail tape, now you have acquired their loyalty.
They kicked me, those ungrateful little turds.
6 months to tell me how I'm wrong, okay? So, what I was telling Simon is exactly this. I'll be as quick as I can. The number infinity is a concept, it's not a number. Infinity is not something that can be reached. You cannot fit infinite people in infinite rooms because you can always add more people and add more rooms. Therefore, infinity is a concept. It is not a number or a thing that can exist in the sense that we cannot reach infinity.
Yeah,
Now,
that's right.
do you believe everything that happens for a cause? Yes, it must. Can you please imagine something that pops into existence without a cause? No matter what you imagine. Imagine a cow popping into existence without a cause. Oh, you imagine it with how many limbs? 4? That's because you designed it this way. Regardless, nothing happens without a cause. The reason you're talking to me is because your parents got you, their parents got them. Whatever, you're free, you're doing your dishes right now. There's a million causes. Regardless, each cause has a cause, each cause has a cause, and on and on and on. So, that sequence of cause, is it finite or is it infinite? Oh, it must be finite. Infinity cannot be reached. Therefore, there must be, mathematically speaking, there must be a first cause. So you do live in a cause and effect world where you cannot conceptualize the first cause. Now, if you cannot conceptualize it,
Why does it have to be infinite?
it has to be finite because infinity cannot be reached.
Okay.
So the sequence of cause has to be finite, and therefore there must be a first cause. So you do live in a world of cause and effect, but you cannot conceptualize the first cause. If you cannot conceptualize it, doesn't mean it's not true. The universe, is it finite or is it infinite? It doesn't matter what you think, you cannot conceptualize it. Infinity is not, it doesn't exist, you cannot conceptualize it. If it's finite, what comes after it? Okay, either way, you cannot conceptualize it, yet one of these statements is true. Right, so if you cannot conceptualize the first cause, doesn't mean it's not true. Now, what do we know about that first cause? We know that it's not bound by space, because otherwise it won't be the first cause. If it's not bound by space, it must be omnipresent. But if it's not bound by space, then it has no boundaries. So it cannot be quantifiable, right? You need boundaries to quantify 1, and now let's have 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, but we cannot do that, therefore it must be 1. It's not bound by time, so it must be everlasting, but it also cannot change, because change entails then and now. But with the first cause, there is no change. There is no then and now, it's not bound by time. Okay. It is the first cause, so nothing caused it. Therefore, nothing motivates it, nothing moves it. There's no force that can be exerted upon it. Therefore, it acts on total absolute free will. And it created the world not for its own benefit, but rather for yours, because it cannot change, it cannot benefit. It cannot be added to or subtracted from, it does not know change. So, then it must have created the world out of altruism, and that's why we say it must be all-loving and all-kind, because it created the world for the benefit of the world, in other words. This is this is all based on, because this is math.
I think that you, okay, we can talk about it some other time, but I think that you are circling too much.
Okay, I want you to meditate. I did it very quick. I mean, I can argue each and every single point I made. We can talk about it there. Now, Simon admitted that we cannot reach infinity, and he admitted that everything that happens for a cause, and he admitted that the sequence of cause must be finite.
Infinity is not a number, infinity is a concept.
Okay, and he admitted that it cannot be reached. He admitted that everything that happens for a cause. And he admitted there's a sequence of cause which must be finite, but he doesn't want to admit that there's a first cause. But in a sequence that is of cause that is finite, then that must mean that the first cause is, there is a first cause, mathematically. You cannot deny that. Exactly. So it's not about me winning, it's more about him not wanting to reconcile with the truth. He's not in pursuit of the truth. He's in pursuit of these nuts with Ayn Rand. That's what it is.
Okay, I would like to...
Just quickly before Rabbi goes, basically what he outlined is like a childish way to describe the Kabbalah from Ari and Baal Sulam.
Oh my God, says the guy who never read Torah. You don't even know about cuckoldry being forbidden. Oh my God.
Right, so whatever. So he just described it in a very simple way. But
oh my God, that's my disguise. I gotta go, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, you should read the Ria Kadosh and Baal Sulam. Just for
He ran away, he lost.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you won.
You won. That's our rule. If you run away, you lose. Oh my God, Randy's gone. What are we gonna do now?
I don't know. He's gonna argue. We need some arguments here.
Oh my God, Jello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't been on for a couple of weeks.
Why? Somebody bothering you? Want me to beat somebody up for you?
Yeah,
I got one that. I'm ready.
No, I was just taking a little break. You know, sometimes
Yeah, you need to do
I
that
just need
sometimes.
to be away from Clubhouse.
Yeah,
It just
healthy.
feels good. And to be honest, I mean, like today I have spent a lot of time here, but I'm already getting fed up. I mean, it's like I already...
My darling Issa, don't be upset. You do this to yourself. You're a sadomasochist. It's like putting your brain in a blender, my love. Let me read you flowery poetry and make you feel ecstatically joyful.
I actually missed Edmund. He's one of the people I met.
You see, it's in everything we say and how we say it. Do you say it with love? Do you say it with joy? Or...
you're on the Wizard of Oz. You sound like Dorothy.
You mean like gay?
You know, he sounds like a Dorothy in drag.
He sounds like Dorothy.
Yeah, you know Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. You know, they have their own language, the way that they talk in the olden days on TV, like, hello, this is Mother Land, and I'd like you to come over and grow up, fellow.
It's a theatrical voice. You're projecting something that's very transitive. Diaphanous, you might say. Brilliantly white light bright. Dr. Shookie's here. So, I listen to your rooms, and honestly, I think that the best reframe from for Clown House is to just call it a comedy club, and everybody is in set on a stage, and if they go for an hour or 50 minutes or 30 minutes, that's their set. But I honestly think you have to positively reframe it as comedy. Otherwise, it really is like putting your head in a blender, and you question, why am I even listening to this?
Oh, Randy went on for like 6 hours.
And what was your answer? Why were you listening to this?
Because it is such your rooms are great because it's like a cornucopia, total variety of speakers from all around the world. And it's funny because you get these opposing forces. I think the Meyer and Randy debate is actually like a comedy routine, but they don't know it. And then you as the listener also get completely hypnotized, and you get angry listening to it because it's so stupid. But I don't know, I'm just saying it's an interesting thing to record because it's so dynamic and unique and one-off. There's no other recording like it to actually make a record of an unrecorded conversation. I don't know, it sounds ridiculous, but it's interesting to hear all of this variety and what I consider a waste of time. But you see, the thing is, if you look at it from the perspective of what you're consuming, which is a transcript or a program, it's just not there. It's really very low value. Therefore, it has to be comedy. Otherwise, it's a waste of time.
Well, to me, it was very interesting today, the conversation. And that's the reason why I was hooked on it, even if they were driving me crazy, because it was actually something I wanted to hear about. I have been off Clubhouse for 2 weeks, and I don't know, I was just hooked today on the conversation, and it was good. And
Yeah, but there's no such thing as past. There's no such thing as future. There's barely now. There is no now. It's just ever fleeting. So when you say you haven't been here in 2 weeks, you're here now. The now is all important. But again, what are you consuming? Your ears are like your lips. You're eating and putting something in your cup. Now your cup, in my opinion, is, brainwashed with, nonsense. But I think most people are just trying to learn how to speak English.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it is about large language models. People don't like that. They think that's insulting. But if you speak to a non-native English speaker, I think what they're really trying to do is eat as much English as they can and have as many conversations as they can. It's a game to essentially, be a part of the English language industrial complex of communication.
Practicing my English, boy. How does it sound? Does it sound like yours? Does it sound any better than it was the day prior?
It sounds elegant. It sounds elegant and eloquent to me, Tommy.
Oh, dear.
You guys are taking me back in time.
It sounds like
Tommy,
a doctor.
Tommy, can I take you to tea this
You
afternoon?
almost sound like the Elephant Man.
It sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah, is that you? Dad?
El Normo has a trans fake account on here, burner account. I told him to create a comedy account, Comedy Burner. So El Normo has a secret burner account floating around.
Really? Is it a trans?
Don't out him.
He goes out as
That's not
trans.
secret anymore.
He's pulling a
Yeah,
Caitlyn
don't tell
Jenner
us
here
who
on
it
Funhouse. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he took my advice.
Don't tell us who it is.
It's just a joke.
Don't be
Just a
that
joke. Just a joke. Have you ever gone on YouTube and typed in Dr. Jordan Shaw Clubhouse or El Normo Clubhouse and looked to see what is
Why are
there?
they the same person?
What are we supposed to find?
You're gonna see my comedy edits of these guys talking on Clown House.
You added my photo the other day.
But
My photo and some sort of, I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh,
You were reading something.
I follow you on many of my YouTube accounts, Issa. I know.
You do?
Yeah, go to look.
Do I even have followers on YouTube?
Yeah, look at your subscribers. Go to your profile and then click on subscribers, and then look at
I
all.
didn't know I had.
Look at all my YouTube accounts and just subscribe to all of them because there's a lot of content on there.
I have 4 subscribers. subscribers. Is it all you?
Yeah, it's got to be all me.
Well, thank you for following me.
See, this is
Call that an obsession.
how people actually should organize, which is essentially it should be like a webmasters meetup or an SEO meetup where people actually organize to dominate keywords.
Very good, boy. Very good.